It has not been a long time since we last reviewed the ML360 Illusion, but Cooler Master has a new AIO up its sleeve. This time, this is the PL360 Flux. Cooler Master claims it cools a lot better and is more sound efficient. So just exactly how fluxy is this new Flux? Let's take a look. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Realmeltan. I received this AIO a while back, but I did not have the chance to look at it until today. So let's first begin with the mandatory unboxing. First off, it comes with 3 2.3K RPM fans. Next, 2 retention brackets for Intel. One is for LGA 1200 and below, and the other is for the new LGA 1700. This is the first wires and accessories bag. Another bag with the manual and mounting brackets. Next, the ARGB hub, and finally the AIO itself. Not a very thick radiator surprisingly. A square cold copper plate and a very nice aluminium water block. The RGB on the water block is pretty amazing, so make sure to stay till the end for that. And yes, there's a lot of wires. There's a SATA cable for the RGB hub, the RGB splitter for the 3 fans, and a USB cable also for the fan hub. One nice thing here, Cooler Master has provided 4 clips to hold down your RGB wires. You will know why it's pretty good in the later part of the video. In this next bag, Cooler Master has nicely separated Intel, AMD Threadripper, and AMD Ryzen mounting brackets. Also included is the manual as mentioned, warranty and fan splitter cable. Cooling paste, screws to mount the fans on the radiator, and screws to mount the AIO in your case. Having a new dual chamber pump and 3 2.3K RPM fans, how well does this Flux actually cool? Once again, we're gonna cool our 5900X on the X570 Unify against the Illusion. On 160W CPU PPT, the Flux has a very cool idle of 30 degrees against the Illusion's 45 degrees. But of course, we are not here to talk about how cool it runs when it's on idle. So first up, Cinebench R23. The Flux has an average of 63 to 64 degrees C with a peak of only 65.8. Comparatively, the Illusion has an average of 68 with a peak of 72.9. On AIO, the Flux has an average of 68 with a peak of 70.1. The Illusion has a lower average of 58 with a higher peak of 77.9. Having these 3 2.3K RPM fans definitely cools the 5900X very well, but there's one major caveat: it runs super loud. The radiator is surprisingly not as thick as compared to the Illusion, but I guess it's because of the better and higher fin density that we see on the radiator that contributes to the better cooling solution. I feel that the 2 hoses on the water block are much better right now. The 2 hoses are not as rigid as compared to the Illusion. You can bend them better right now to the angles that you want to fit your radiator in your case. Last time using the Illusion, the hoses are much more rigid, and when you twist the cables, there's a bit of a distortion, a bit of a kink, because right now, because of the Flux, the hoses are more flexible. You can bend a lot better to fit the position where you want to put your radiator. As I mentioned earlier, this cooler has support for AMD Threadripper CPUs, but you should know that because of the size of the cold copper plate, the AIO does not fully cover your AMD Threadripper CPU. I believe it only covers up to 2/3 of the entire Threadripper CPU, but I don't think it'll be much of an issue because most of the regulators as well as the chips are located at the center of the CPU. This is just a small thing that you should know if you want to use this cooler for AMD Threadripper CPUs. In addition, as compared to the Illusion, which I have received earlier with no LGA 1700 bracket, this AIO comes with the LGA 1700 bracket to cool your new 12th gen CPUs. If you want to know how a 12th gen CPU runs with this cooler, you can write down in the comments below. Okay, for the next part is where the Flux truly shines. RGB, because more RGB equals to better game performance. The 3 fans and the water block use the new addressable Gen 2 RGB, giving amazing RGB looks, amazing RGB patterns, and overall a very nice aesthetic when you tower on your PC. There's no shortage of RGB leads on the fans. You can see it's quite well done, very nice, very bright, and the water block is super amazing. There's 2 places on the water block where there's RGB, one on the logo as well as around the circumference. Okay, so we have just shown you all of the amazing RGB and the temperature numbers for the Flux. So Gordon, as a PC builder, what do you think about this new AIO from Cooler Master?
Okay, right. First off, I'll probably be taking some references on the review you did on the 360 Illusion. There was one particular detail that I think you missed out on. It was actually the RGB connection points from the three fans themselves.
Ah, okay.
The connection points are not the standard ARGB connectors. On the Illusion, I felt this was quite a bit of a minus because the fans were like inextricably tied to the AIO. You couldn't really take them out and put them somewhere else. Whereas in this Flux, the three fans, they use the standard 3+1 connector that we are all familiar with. So the good thing is that if you want to use these fans with the AIO, that's fine, you could do it. If you want to take these three fans and put them somewhere else, because maybe you want to put another set of fans on the AIO instead, you could do that. At least this gives much more options to us, the builders, especially when we have our customers specifying, hey, I want this AIO, but you know what, I want another Cooler Master fan or even another brand and another model of fan. So that's one plus point to the Flux. The other thing that I actually found very impressive about it was that, okay, the temperatures difference wasn't really very big, 2-3 difference, but in this ultra competitive 360mm AIO market that we have now, a few degree difference is quite a fair bit of the difference here.
Correct. In terms of the price point, yeah.
In terms of the price point, yes, it's $50 more. Last I checked the price list, it was $269 for the 360 Flux versus $219 for the 360 Illusion. Now, do I think that extra $50 is worth it? The answer is yes. For a couple of reasons, one of which I've already mentioned, the improved connectors. Second, their warranty periods are different.
Yes.
The Illusion comes with 3 years of warranty. The Flux comes with 5 years, which is on par with the top tier models like the Corsair H150 Capelix, NZST, Krakens. So this kind of tells you that Cooler Master is trying to go up in the scale of things. This model like 269 is trying to punch well above its class in terms of quality as well as reliability, and 5-year warranty that they're giving on this product certainly shows that. The last point I like that I actually found quite impressive is actually the Masterplus software, which I believe both the Illusion and the Flux actually use.
Yes.
I believe at that point in time, it couldn't even show the temperature of the CPU properly.
The only thing that's working was the RGB.
Yeah. Now, the both of us are happy to report that, yeah, that part has been fixed.
Correct, you can see actual numbers.
It's actually accurate. The patterns and all that, the controls and all that seem to be a lot more comprehensive now, especially since this is an IRGB version 2 fans.
Yeah, correct.
Kudos to the Cooler Master software development team. Still not quite there yet, but you're getting there.
Oh yeah, I got a question. Can you actually connect the three fans individually into using the box?
Oh yes, you can actually. What I kind of noticed on the box was that there were 3 channels. In theory, if let's say the software got updated and all that, you could have the 3 fans with 3 individual colors. For example, red, green, yellow. And so that would probably be one reason why you'll go with using the box versus just plugging it straight to the ARGB header on your motherboard. Having said that, however, I believe there are a couple of areas that they can improve. You kind of notice that 3 fans on the Flux still have individual RGB connections. They're not daisy chain.
Correct.
It would be good if future itinerations for fans packaged with the Flux go towards daisy chain. It's a lot cleaner wiring wise, cable management wise, so it'd be good if Cooler Master could go into this. Overall, I'll say Cooler Master did a pretty good job with the Flux. I would heartily recommend it to any customer who's looking at it. Definitely say yes.
If you have not seen our review of the Illusion, you can check down in the review below and make sure to come back for our next episode. We are finally back after so long, so thank you so much. Bye.